What is going on, everybody? The original Mako back with, yes, some more Gunfire Reborn content. Today is the day the new DLC has released, and as with all updates and DLCs that I have covered on this game, we are going to be starting with a patch notes video, going through for the first time, looking at all these patch notes and kind of reacting to all of the changes they made, and of course, doing our annual, well, not annual, because they do more than one update a year, going through our every patch notes, looking at the bug fixes and seeing if they've fixed bullets that travel through things. I'm guessing no, but that being said, let's go ahead and get into the patch notes, shall we? So, the Artisan and Magician release has happened. What's up, folks? The second DLC, Artisan Magician, now has officially been released. It contains 2 new heroes that we will read about later, so there's no need to worry about that now. There are also 4 brand new weapons at the same time. The Brick, which I cannot wait to use, Jet Octopus, Wolf Gaze, and Star Ring. Hope you will like them. To celebrate the release of the DLC, we have prepared a 10% discount for the first week. The base game will also have a 2-week discount promotion. Thank you for your support. In this update, we've also brought some free content for all players. The Bizarre Dream now offers 2 additional modes, Transcendent Arsenal and Ascension Fusion. In the we'll, I'm sure, read about those, so we'll get there. Finally, we got some exciting news to share with everyone. Gunfire Reborn has surpassed 3 million copies in global sales for the PC version. We would like to express our gratitude to all the players for their support and love. We will continue to update and refine the game, striving to bring you more joy. As a special commemoration of reaching 3 million copies sold, we have prepared an exclusive commemorative level frame. All players who own the game before the end of this promotional event will automatically receive the frame. If you encounter any areas in this update you're not satisfied with, we encourage you to provide feedback to us promptly. We will work together with you to continuously iterate and improve on these updates, wishing you all a joyful gaming experience. As you all know, I will very much be letting them know if there's stuff that I am unhappy with. I have not been shy about doing that in the past. Here you can see the price is $6.29. That's in US dollars. If you're not in the US, then I don't know what it is in fake money terms. But anyway, going on to the heroes. Our first one, the one that I'm less excited about, but still excited about, Xiao is perhaps how you pronounce it. Fate in hand, stars above head. Xiao's mastery of occult scrolls surpasses all others. With each flick of his fingers, the star cards come alive like sharp blades, gathering cosmic power with each motion. When the moment is right, stars will heed his command, descending from the sky with a dazzling cosmic radiance. His skill, primary skill, E, Falling Star. You gain, what the fuck? You gain Astro House through obtaining Astro Aspects randomly until slots are full, causing stars to fall and deal damage to enemies within a certain range. According to your Astro House, obviously, that's going to be something we're going to have to look in-game to see what the fuck Astro House and Astro Specs are. Afterwards, the Astro House is cleared. Pure Astro House. There's not even any way to fucking speculate here. It looks like a goddamn disco party, which is kind of sick. So that looks like a pretty cool ability. It's absolutely wiping, which is insane. So the secondary skill, the Q, Astro Forecast. Obtain Astro Aspects randomly and summon 3 cards for protection. Cards can track enemies within a 7-meter radius or automatically and deal 500 damage for each card. That's not a lot of damage, Batman. Astro Aspects obtain Astro Aspects obtain Astro Aspects randomly according to initial chance and quality of occult scrolls. Normal, rare, or legendary and cursed occult scrolls correspond to normal, rare, legendary, and wild Astro Aspects. Wild Astro Aspects are regarded as any kind of Astro Aspect. Wild Astro House is regarded as legendary Astro House. Yeah, guys, I don't know what to tell you. We're just going to have to play to figure this shit out. There's not anything I can take from this besides looking and seeing. It looks fine. I mean, 500 damage is not a lot. I mean, the cards look like they keep coming back. So is he just spamming Q right now? I don't know. This ability looks significantly cooler, but I guess that's the ultimate ability, so it makes sense. Talents. These are something we'll look through when we do an in-depth character breakdown video, as we always do. But Scroll Divination, Upgrade the quality of occult scrolls in your backpack without changing its effect. That's cool. Or reroll the occult scroll to another one of equal or higher quality. Each occult scroll can only be upgraded or reset once. Start with one reset attempt for each. For each Ascension obtained, gain 2 upgrade attempts and 1 reset attempt? Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. So, for every occult scroll can only be upgraded once. So, every scroll is now upgradable, which is interesting. And then you start with 1 reset, and you can, for every Ascension you obtain, you can get 2 upgrades and 1 reset. That's really, 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 really good. That is bonkers. So, okay, next. Stellar Recovery. If Falling Star deals no damage, recover 100% cooldown. Sure. Card Practice. After shooting 300, 800, or 1600 cards, your shooting rate improves to a maximum of 2, 4, or 8 cards at once. Concentration, plus 20% chance to appear Ascension level 3. What? A 20% chance to appear Ascension level 3. I don't know what that means. That's some broken English there. Got a little lost in translation. That's okay. Star Rearrangement. After finishing stages, you optimize the initial chance of drawing Astro Aspects. Another thing that we can't infer what the fuck that means from this. Spiritual Blessings. Star Compass, plus 200% total damage and plus 1 use of Falling Star. Affected by occult scrolls in the backpack, there's a chance to upgrade Astro House quality of Falling Star by 1 level. All of these words mean very little to me right now. Explosive Hand. When a card hits an enemy, trigger a 5-meter explosion, dealing card damage once to enemies in range. Obtain the same Astro Aspects as the previous slot through Astro Forecast. Clear Astro House and gain skill damage for 7 seconds if slots are full. There's a chance to gain a bonus without clearing Astro House. The normal Astro House has plus 80% total damage. The rare has 160. Legendary has plus 320. I mean, 320 total damage sounds insane. So cool. And Functional Deck. Obtain weapon bonuses for 5 seconds when consuming Astro Aspects. Normal, you get plus 5 rate of fire. Rare, you get plus 30% weapon damage. And Legendary, you get plus 20% lucky shot chance. For Wild, you get plus 0.5 crit multiplier. Spiritual Jade. Chip Exchange. Obtain a Legendary Astro Aspect for every 40 normal ammo and 20 large ammo or 10 special ammo consumed. And Cardmaster, plus 20% weapon and skill damage for every slot. So yeah, this... Oh, Spiritual Ascension, I guess. No pain, no gain. Obtain a rare Astro House when using Fallen Star after dealing crit hits or lucky shots 20 times. Or a legendary one after dealing crit hits or lucky shots 40 times. Accumulated crit hits and lucky shots reset after using Falling Star. Extreme Decks. There's a chance to obtain reserve cards up to the card holding capacity when using Astro Forecast. And Final Words. The crit multiplier of all your weapons becomes 4. That's sort of ridiculous on a few weapons. So that's this character. That's Zi Xiao. I can't tell you if I think he's going to be good, bad. I have to understand what these things mean, so I just have to play. I will say Scroll Divination seems fucking insane. But anyways, let's get to Nana, the character I was much more excited about. So, adorable, agile, and talented Nana, who still retain a touch of innocence, had already constructed the outstanding mecha called Ironwing. Basing on its different core operation systems, Ironwing can rush into the battlefield for close quarters combat with enemies or hold its position and transform into a turret for shooting at enemies. Besides her expertise in mechanical skills, she's also a primary skill, the big boy. Mecha drop / redeployment. Its primary skill switches according to the battle mode of Ironwing. Mecha drop Ironwing. The strike mode changes into the target location, dealing 150% normal damage to enemies and taunts them for 3 seconds within a 10-meter radius. Holy shit, we have a taunt? Oh, a 3-second taunt is so good. Holy shit. If it taunts everything, that's insane. That's really, really good. I've already creamed 2 times thinking about it. Redeployment Iron Wing. Fire mode deploys in a defensive position at the target location. So this is the first one, the strike mode, where it just drops in, pops off, and taunts. And this looks like the defensive mode where it sets up, has a lot of turrets, and fires a lot of bullets at things. Hardwood Missile. Fires a missile that explodes upon impact, dealing 500 damage to all enemies within a 4-meter radius. Hitting on Iron Wing regenerates 20% of its HP. Oh, so he's got health. Okay. So you can heal him with your Q, which is an interesting mechanic. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Okay. I'm curious about some things, but we'll figure it out when we play. Talents. Armor Reinforcement, plus 30 max health and plus 30 max health for Nana and plus 25% max health for Iron Wing. Improved Craft, plus 100% damage for Iron Wing and plus 100% base damage for the Hardwood Missile. Lucky Magazine, plus 20% lucky shot chance for 4 seconds after fulfilling the magazine. That's not right. Emergency Function. When Nana is knocked down, Iron Wing will go revive her. That's insane. There's a 25% chance to deal plus 100% Iron Wing total damage. So, all these talents seem really good. All of these seem very useful. So, I don't think we'll have to play to see how good they are, but they all seem pretty good. Spiritual Blessings. Pair of Us. Iron Wing will not be knocked down as long as Nana is standing, plus 1% damage for each health Iron Wing currently has. That seems really good. Fire Coverage, plus 40% missile damage for 5 seconds for each missile dealing damage and launched by Nana and Iron Wing. You can go up to 20 stacks, which is 800% missile damage. Use Redeployment to gain 4 additional stacks immediately. I forget what redeployment is. Oh, that's the other mode. Okay. Same boat. 30% of the damage taken by Nana is shared to Iron Wing. That's insane. For 5 seconds after Iron Wing deals damage to an enemy, you get plus 3 times weapon crit and 150% weapon damage for Nana when attacking the same enemy. Ooh, that's good for bosses, less good everywhere else. For 5 seconds after Nana deals damage to an enemy, Iron Wing, Strike Mode, and Fire Mode will regenerate its health when attacking the same enemy. Yeah, that's good for bosses. I feel like that's very not good everywhere else on high difficulties. There are so many enemies, and the odds that... I guess I'll just have to see how it plays, but doesn't seem... This one does not seem very good. Spiritual Jade, Component Recovery. Iron Wing regenerated 20% health after defeating an enemy. Or Extra Shield, after Nana's shield is fully charged, plus 5 max shield for 10 seconds, up to 10 stacks. Up to 10 stack. How do you... If your shield's getting recharged every... Yeah, actually, okay, that makes sense. No, yeah. Okay, I gotcha. Spiritual Ascensions. Plus 1 max health and plus 1% base damage for each enemy Iron Wing defeats up to 1,000 stacks. You obtain 1 use of the secondary skill every 3 seconds. When hitting an enemy with a pistol, consume up to 3 uses of the secondary skill and trigger a missile explosion with plus 2 AoE for each use consumed, and damage is increased. Interesting. And plus the third, plus 100% lucky shot chance and grant a crit hit every 3rd shot when using a pistol. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. So that's it for the 2 characters. I'm not obviously. I'm still significantly more excited to try out Nana. Z Xiao does seem interesting, but it was too hard to understand what he does until I actually play. So there we go. Next, we are going to be moving on to the weapons, and the first one up is the one I am by far the most excited for. The Brick, which is considered a sniper. Fuck yeah. It can be dual-wielded. I mean, guys, one of the first things I'm going to do after I mess with the new characters is do a dual-wield Brick run. I mean, come on. Description. After a crit, a starlight drops that when picked up grants the next attack a crit with a higher crit multiplier. So if you're just banging crits, then you're in a great place. The exclusives. The effective starlight is permanent, and picking up gives you plus 0.1 crit multiplier up to 2 times. Okay, so there's a cap on it. Makes it less insane, but still really good. And then plus 5-second duration of starlight staying on the ground. For every second before starlight disappearing when you pick it up, plus 15% basic weapon damage of next hit each second. Okay, so just the faster you pick it up, the better. The more damage you do is what that kind of sounds like. It was very worded weird. Frankly, I don't care. It's a goddamn brick, and I'm very excited to use it. Jet Octopus? An octopus. It's a spray weapon. Can be dual-wielded. You absorb energy from enemies within a cone-shaped area in the front. The exclusives are a 60% chance to restore 1 unit of energy when water column hits the weak point. Oh, it looks like it's got a right click and a left click. Okay. And then minus 50% movement speed of enemies hit by water column and plus 100% crit hit damage taken. Okay. This seems support-y. Seems very support-y. But could be useful solo as well. You know, it doesn't say how long that lasts. I'd like to know how long that lasts, but we'll figure it out. Next, we've got the Wolf Gaze. It is an SMG, can be dual-wielded. Hitting an enemy applies a stack of Veracity. At 6 stacks, you trigger higher damage and apply a stack of Howl. When you use your right-click, hitting on enemies applies a stack of Veracity. At 3 stacks, trigger to scatter projectiles in surrounding area, which can apply stacks of Veracity. Okay, a little bit going on there. It doesn't say what the fuck Howl does. It just says you can apply a stack of it. Doesn't say what it does, though, so have to figure that one out. And then the exclusive, there's only one, and it is defeating enemies causes an extra scatter shot. The enemies hit by the scatter shot will also receive an extra high damage. Seems fine. Seems good for clearing out waves. Really depends on how much damage it does. We'll just have to figure that out when we start playing. Star Ring. It's a pistol. Cannot be dual-wielded. Sag, rest in peace. Description. Star Ring expands, dealing damage to enemies along its path. This right-click, the ring contracts, dealing high damage to the enemies it hits. If it contracts from the maximum radius, the damage will further increase. So basically, you left-click to expand it, and then you right-click to pull it back, as you can kind of see here. Does it automatically pull back when it gets far enough? I would assume it doesn't. That seems really interesting, actually. As I'm watching this, I'm very interested how this weapon's going to perform. Okay, I'm interested in that one. The exclusive. Each hit on an enemy gives you plus 20% total weapon damage of the next skill usage up to 100%. So if you hit 5 enemies going out, you're going to get an increase of 100% damage coming back. Okay, so I'm still mostly excited to use the brick, but I'm now also extremely excited about the Star Ring. And now we get to the update notes. So this is if you're not buying the DLC, if you don't have the DLC, there is still a free update that is going out, which is going to be what is talked about here. Meanwhile, we also prepare following free update notes for the base game. So, the Bizarre Dream, 2 new added options. The Transcendent Arsenal. Players will encounter an Arsenal Guard after clearing the vault in Scene 3 and 4, or defeating the Pole Monarch. At this time, players can entrust the weapons they've collected during adventure to the Arsenal Guard for safekeeping. In a new game, players can retrieve these weapons, and when they meet the retrieve these weapons when they meet the Arsenal Guard again. Meanwhile, the vault will become more dangerous with previously unseen. Oh my god. How does this? Is this so? Okay. Let's breathe. Big deep breaths. Is this an infinite thing? Is this infinite replayability? Is this what this is? Is this, am I hearing this right? Or can you only replay it once? Because even if you can only replay it once, that's still better than 0. That's still a step in the correct direction. So after you clear the game, you see an arsenal guard where you can store your weapons that you want, and then you can retrieve them when you meet the arsenal guard again. Meanwhile, the area becomes more dangerous with unseen enemies. To facilitate weapon collection, players' weapon inventory will be expanded with 3 additional slots for backup weapons. To collect a desired weapon, simply hold down the pickup button and place it into the backup slot. Additionally, players can view other players' collected weapons in the team interface. I really want to see what this is, because I'm curious if this plays out how it's playing out in my head. I doubt it. But maybe. So we'll see. And then Ascension Fusion. When players reach the boss stage in Longling Tomb, they can select Ascension from other heroes. The chosen Ascension will not be obtained immediately. Instead, there's a higher chance of encountering it during subsequent interactions with the goblet. There are currently 24 Ascensions available, but kind of cool, I guess. Oh, whoops. I'm way more interested in this. Way more interested, so we'll see. Occult... we added 50 new scrolls in this update. Is that... Oh, wait. We added 50... Wait. We added 50 new monster scrolls. What the fuck's a monster scroll? I don't know what that is. Anyway. Optimize some of the other things in the stages. They have... Oh my god. Okay. They made some changes to Xingyan. Well, I don't think it's 50 new scrolls, because when you scroll down here, it says there's 20 occult scrolls. So what the fuck's a monster scroll? It's different. I don't know what that is. Oh my god, stop clicking out. Well, let's look at the bird changes. So, iterated the gameplay of them, which is very interesting. After a leap, this is talent. After a leap, plus 75% weapon and skill damage for 6 seconds. Each enemy hit by a shot during this period restores 1 point of armor. I mean, you already want to build shotguns on him. That makes you want to build shotguns on him significantly more. That's really, really good. Ascension, gigantic explosion. Okay, the old one was 20, 40, and 60% leap cooldown and 246 AoE, and plus 20% leap damage for every enemy hit within the range. Now it's plus 246 displacement range and AoE of leap. I don't know what displacement range is. Plus 20% leap damage for each enemy within the range. That's tough. That's a nerf. That is a... Yeah. Gigantic explosion was good because of this cooldown. That was one of the main reasons for it. I don't really know exactly what displacement range means, but I do know that losing out on that cooldown is a little bit rough. Hate to see it. I don't think that was needed. Personally, I don't see why that needed to be nerfed like that. But that's definitely a rough nerf right there. The next one, Iron Scud. The old one, when you use Leap, you gain 30, 60, and 100 max armor and 10, 20, 30% movement speed for 7 seconds. If you are injured, there's a 25% chance to become invulnerable for half a second. The new one is minus 20, 40, 60% cooldown and have a 30% chance to reset cooldown after using Leap. And then plus 30, 60, 100 max shield for 7 seconds. Okay, so here's where the cooldown went. I mean, that's just not even the same ability anymore. Okay, so the cooldown moved here. A 30% chance to reset is cool. I mean, the max shield is still there, but you don't get the movement speed now, and movement speed is one of the most important things in this game. This is interesting. This is really interesting. Okay, I don't like this. I don't like this so far. All or Nothing has been removed. Don't like that. We'll see what this replacement is. But All or Nothing was a lot of fun. You basically used up all your armor to increase your leap damage. The new one is plus 5% total leap damage for 1 meter displacement of leap. I know you guys can't. I'm in shambles right now. I'm extremely disappointed in everything I've read. Why? What are we doing to the bird? What are we doing? So it goes from having this extremely fun ability where there are an insane amount of things you can do to increase your armor to get crazy damage numbers from the leap and make it extremely, it's one of the most fun things you can do on the bird. And now we're putting the damage into the displacement range, which I don't know what the base displacement range is, but the maximum you can get on top of the base range is 6, an extra 30%. Whereas if you get fucking, oh, it's been so long since I've played, whatever the scroll is that lets you double your armor and you lose out all your health, and then you get some other things to help increase your armor, you know, you get the Iron Scud, whatever, and you're doing like plus 400, 500% damage. Paranormality. Yep. And now this? Why? The bird wasn't overpowered at all. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Okay, let's keep going. We have a lot to get through here. I am getting distracted. Fully equipped. Old. After a leap, you get 75, 100, 150% weapon damage and skill damage for 2, 2, and 3 seconds. During this period, you regain 20, 30, 50% armor and minus 1, 1.5, and 2 seconds of leaps remaining cooldown for every enemy you kill. The new one, after a leap, you get 75, 100, 150% weapon damage and skill damage for 6, 6, and 10 seconds. Okay, that's a large buff. Each enemy hit by a shot during this period restores armor. Okay. That's fine. I still, you lose out on some leap cooldown, which is, you know, but you get a massive buff for a longer amount of time. I don't think this is a big nerf or buff at all. I think this is kind of a meh. This is just kind of a even trade. Last Stand. With Flesh and Bones, the effect of Last Stand can be permanent. What the fuck's Last Stand? I don't remember. Anyway, Victory Rush. Oh boy. Another big one. Plus 50, 100, and 150% weapon damage in the next 5, 5, 10 seconds when the number of hits caused by a shot is greater than or equal to 4, 3, and 2. This was a very good ability. The more hits a single shot causes, the greater the increase in weapon damage. Level 1 is 20, 40, 60 for 5 seconds, so when the number of hits is greater than or equal to 1, 4, and 8. At level 3, it goes up to 180 when it's greater than 1, 2, or 4. Okay, so this is a guaranteed damage increase now. Even at level 1 with 1 bullet, it's just a guaranteed damage increase. This is definitely a buff. 100% a buff. I think it's a really good buff, actually. Once again, we're feeding into the shotgun meta here. Give me an illusion with level 3. That's 180 weapon damage for 10 seconds consistently. Okay, I think that's a buff for Victory Rush. Sure. Death Mark. Old. Enemies hit by cleave receive a death mark for 4 seconds. Marked enemies take increased damage from you. Also applies to the initial cleave. Killing a marked enemy grants you increased movement speed for 6, 6, and 10 seconds. New one is you get plus 20, 40, and 60% damage on the enemy for the current and next 4 hits with cleave, and plus 300, 400, and 500 cleave base damage for 6, 6, and 10 seconds upon defeating this enemy during this period. These numbers are not going to make cleave viable in higher difficulties. They're not. It's a good damage increase, but it's still not going to make it viable in higher difficulties. Defensive cleave. The old one, you regain 10, 20, and 30% armor for each enemy hit with cleave, and then regain 20, 40, 60% armor, and -1, 1.5, and 2 seconds of leap's remaining cooldown for each enemy killed with cleave. The new one, each hit with cleave restores 10, 20, and 30% armor, and you reduce your cooldown of leap. Don't have to kill anything, you just have to hit. This is a buff for defensive cleave, and is something you could use in higher difficulty. Please tell me they didn't nerf this. The new one, you gain 1 stack plus 1 max armor for 9 seconds, up to 100 stacks. Okay. If you're using anything but a shotgun on the bird now, you're just losing. I mean, it is begging and pleading you to be using shotguns. Each stack plus 1 max armor for 9 seconds, up to 100 stacks. That's tough. Hate to see it. When your armor breaks, you deal damage to nearby enemies equal to 50 times the max armor. When Nova Shockwave reaches the stacks of 100, using cleave will consume all the stacks of armor and shield. No. No. Give me the old version. I'd rather have the old version. This version's better. That's a nerf, and okay, there's a few things left. Let's get through them. Spiritual Blessings. Unstoppable momentum's gone. Oh. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. So unstoppable. Okay. Sorry. Let's keep going. So they added All or Nothing to a Spiritual Blessing. So they switched. Okay. So consume all of armor when hitting an enemy with leap, plus 4% leap damage for each point of armor consumed, minus 1 second remaining cooldown of leap for every 10 points of armor consumed. Okay. So here's okay. So now my opinion has slightly changed, because that's plus 4% for every point of armor. The old one was plus 1.2%. That is an unbelievable increase in the amount of damage that your leap can do if you're building for armor. Now, to be fair, based on some of the other things, there's less ways to get more max armor with the bird's kit inherently. But that's ridiculous. 4% is unbelievable. So, yeah. And then you deal and then you get double tap, which is you deal extra normal damage based on base weapon damage once the Deal extra normal damage based on base weapon damage once when dealing weapon damage to enemies. So you just deal, it's like an extra hit, essentially, every 0.3 seconds. And then the Spiritual Link, Army Breaker, the old one was plus 5 max stacks for Spiritual Blessing, Unstoppable Momentum. The new one is All or Nothing plus 5% leap damage. 5% leap damage for each consumed point of armor. And then Heart Piercer, 0.2 to 0.1 second cooldown for Spiritual Blessing of double tap. Okie dokie, artichoke. That's actually a good question. I was just at. I'm doing, just so you know, YouTube people, YouTube frogs. I'm doing this patch notes video live on Twitch. That's a good question. This says plus 5% leap damage. So does that mean it's going to add on to this and be plus 9, or is it going to go to plus 5? If it goes to plus 9, then fucking then I'm hard. I'm hard. Okay. Adjustments of heroes in Spiritual Assault. For Lee, Accurate Crush, effects in main level increases damage when Blazing Meteor hits only one enemy. Spiritual Assault, if you choose a rare Occult Scroll, Blazing Nova increases damage when it hits 3, 3, or 6 enemies. Flame Arsenal, effects in the main hand, drop an extra fire weapon after defeating a boss or elite, and then in Spiritual Assault, you drop an extra fire weapon after defeating 50 enemies. For Lay Low, in the main level, for Sniper, Elite, okay, so it's the same thing. And then Albay, Precise Explosion, in the main level, you increase your total damage if grenades or explosions deal damage to only one enemy. In Spiritual Assault, if it's 3, 5, or 7. Okay, makes sense. Occult Scrolls. We got some new Occult Scrolls to go through. I am looking at this bar and realizing that we are only about halfway through this. Holy fuck, this is going to be a long-ass video. Okay, Occult Scrolls. In this update, we added more than 20 Occult Scrolls and adjusted the effect of more than 10. Piercing Bullet, an old one. No, it's not an old one. Is it an old one? That's not an old one. Piercing Bullet. Why does that sound so familiar? Is that an ability Lay Low has or something? I don't know. Anyway. Piercing Bullet. You unlock it by default. It's normal. After dealing weapon damage to an enemy, you get plus 40% skill damage against that enemy for 5 seconds. Oh boy, more skill damage increases. There are already so many of those. Normal ammo. You unlock it by defeating a Catfish Warrior 30 times. Quality normal. Effect. Minus 100% extra ammo of other types when shooting with normal ammo weapons. Plus 30% weapon damage for each extra ammo consumed in this shooting. Minus 100% extra ammo of other types when shooting with normal ammo weapons. 30% weapon damage for each extra ammo consumed in this shooting. I'm gonna have to see how that one works. My head's not wrapping around. You lose all of your ammo of the other types, and then for every piece of ammo lost, you get plus 30% weapon damage. What if that happens every time you shoot? Well, okay. That's okay. Okay. Large ammo and special ammo is going to be the exact same things, but just for large ammo you get crit, for special you get lucky shot. So, ta-da! There we go with those three. I need to use those three and really wrap my head around exactly what it means. Connected Mind. You get it by default. It's normal. It's effect. When using the same weapon type with a teammate, plus 10% weapon damage. When using the same weapon type with a teammate, plus 10% additional weapon damage. So it's a multiplayer scroll. Take it all. Defeat the Elite Lobster 3 times. It's a rare. The effect is you can select all options in a mysterious chest, but you can no longer discard scrolls. That seems pretty fucking good. That seems pretty good. Not gonna lie. Nirvana Force. Very cool name for a scroll. And a cool thing here. Initial unlock. Rare. The effect. When knocked down, it deals damage to enemies within an 8-meter radius per second. Damage increases lower health. Plus 15% teammate movement speed and minus 30% revive time. So another multiplayer scroll. Next up, we have Concurrent Cooldown. By defeating a white shark 15 times, you'll get it. It's a rare. The effect is minus 10% magazine ammo per second and gains a stack after reloading. Each stack plus 10% weapon damage, up to 100%, stops consuming when the magazine is less than 50% or has 1 round left. Stacks reset after reloading. Each stack... That doesn't seem that good. I do relatively understand that one, but interesting. Interesting. Okay. Overflowing Waters. By defeating the Elite Yaksha 3 times, it's a rare. Consume all when secondary skill count reaches the upper limit. Plus 10% weapon damage for each charge consumed. Lasts for 20 seconds. So when you get to max secondary skill counts, it consumes all of your secondary skills, and you get plus 10% for each secondary skill consumed, which lasts for 20 seconds. So Every time you reach max, you get a damage buff, and then during those 20 seconds, you have a chance to get back to max again. Interesting. Okay. That's obviously depending on what build you're doing, but that's has a lot of potential, I think. Blessing in Disguise by defeating the elite Kappa 3 times. It's a rare. Ascension options are fixed at 2. You have 3 chances. Whoa. Ascension options are fixed at 2, but you have 3 chances to select both Ascension options. So you still see 6 Ascensions, but you get to pick 2 of them. That just seems really, really, really... That just seems fucking... That seems insane. Am I reading that right? Every time you get an Ascension, you get to pick 2? Huh? I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. That's insane. Ascension options are fixed at 2, but you have 3 chances to select both options. Okay. Or does that mean you can pick 2 3 times total? Either way, that's really, 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 really good. Next up, Lucky Roulette. Defeat the dragon guy 3 times in elite or higher. It's a rare. When switching stages, change the highest digit of the copper to 1, then randomly permute the digit. That's insane. That's really interesting. So you never want the first number to be the highest. But if... Oh, okay. Interesting. And then Intimidating Presence. Initial unlock, you get it by default. It's a rare effect. Defeating an enhanced monster inflicts manipulation on all monsters within a 7-meter radius. What? That's ridiculous. Whoops, sorry. That's ridiculous. If you're playing on Reincarnation 8 or any relatively high level, I mean, every enemy is enhanced. Almost every single enemy is enhanced, which means every time you're killing an enemy, you're doing manipulation to everything. Deals current weapon damage to enemies within an 8-meter radius. For every half a second spent reloading, an additional damage is dealt. That's pretty cool. I like that. Could be fun. Masterful Craftsmanship. Defeating flying saucers 10 times in elite or higher. It's a legendary. Acquired weapons always have 2... Oh, boy. Always have 2 exclusive inscriptions. The maximum number of exclusive inscriptions is fixed at 2, and total inscription upper limit is fixed at 4. That is still very worth it, I think. The fixed exclusives at 2 and fixed upper limit at 4 is kind of but having a guaranteed 2 exclusives on every weapon you find is really good. Convergent Paths, another initial unlock legendary. After using a weapon skill, plus 40% weapon damage and minus 25% skill damage for 10 seconds. After using the primary skill, plus 50% skill damage and minus 20% weapon damage for 10 seconds. When both effects are active at the same time, the buff effect is doubled and the debuff effect is removed. Oh, baby. So if you're using your weapon skill and you're using your character's primary skill on a regular basis, then you're just getting pumped with an 80% weapon damage buff and a 100% skill damage buff and no debuffs. So, Pog. That's kind of nuts. Iron Circuit, unlock, initial unlock, it's legendary. You get minus 25% damage taken and minus 10% additional damage taken for each teammate carrying this scroll. When taking damage, teammates carrying it will share 30% of the final damage. The damage will not knock the teammates down. So, It's another multiplayer scroll, which I'm not too concerned about. Quack Doctor, that looks disgusting. It's an initial unlock. It's cursed, and you get a plus 30% revive time while reviving enemies. Stubborn Stance, initial unlocked. It's cursed. Unable to pick up shared occult scrolls from teammates or share them with teammates. More multiplayer stuff, don't care. Shared adversity. Initial unlock, team, or cursed. Oh, these are all team cursed, I guess. When a teammate acquires a cursed scroll, 50% chance to have the same scroll. Burden of Solitude, another team cursed that I really don't care about. If you want to read it, go for it. Another team cursed that I don't care about because I barely play multiplayer. So none of these really affect me. So if you want to read those, go ahead and pause and read them, but I don't care. Spiritual Blessing. Spiritual Blessing adjustments. First Strike and Battle Scarred are adjusted from exclusives to commons. Okay. Weapon adjustments. The Radioactive Gauntlet. Range got nerfed. Mag capacity got nerfed. Removed the function of reloading through the secondary skill. Massive nerf to the Radioactive Gauntlet. Hate to see it. Probability of elemental effect of launchers adjustment. Deafening Mortar went up to 15. Love to see it. Frenzied Shark and Shrieker went up to 20. You love to see it, but it doesn't matter because the Frenzied Shark is ass. Tiger Cannon and Bone Dragon to 25. And the Justice is 40. Okay, so the Justice is now just the go-to launcher for elemental damage. And if you're doing an elemental share scroll, interesting. Okay. Some inscription adjustments. Gemini's. New Gemini inscription. Magazine capacity is fixed at 1, plus 50% total weapon damage for 5 seconds when reloading, up to 150. When basic damage of current weapon is greater than or equal to the other, minus 50% reload time. And when basic damage of current weapon is less than the other one, plus 70% lucky shot chance. What? That one seems slightly confusing, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Gemini inscription adjustment. The old one was weapon 1 and 2 magazine capacity becomes the sum of both weapons, and you get a rate of fire plus 25. The new one is weapon 1 and 2 share magazine capacity. Gain 1 stack every second while firing and 2 stacks on hitting enemies. Reloading, you lose half of your stacks. The max number of stacks is equal to the shared mag capacity. Each stack gives you plus 0.75. I don't like that change. Looks like it might be a decent amount of damage you can get out of it, but I really liked the rate of fire mag capacity combo. I was a big fan of that combo with like launchers, like a Tiger Cannon or something. So I don't like it. I hate it. It's ugly and smells bad. And then optimize the recasting rules for Geminis. A new exclusive, new common and exclusive inscription. Each projectile hit on an enemy plus 1.2 basic weapon damage for 3 seconds, up to 120. Really good on a fast-firing weapon or a weapon that shoots a lot of projectiles. New exclusive inscription on the Hedgehog. Each time the weapon skill deals damage, plus 2% lucky shot chance for a period of time, up to 200%. Hitting enemies with projectiles will accumulate stacks. When the stack count reaches 25, a certain amount of additional projectiles will be generated and fired at the same targets. Both of those seem pretty good. Nothing too crazy, but pretty good. Iterations on the effects and quality of 40 common inscriptions. Optimize the description of inscriptions, included the descriptions of some inscriptions to match their actual effects. Love to see that. That's fine. I'm not going to read each of those individually. Optimize the placement weight of some inscriptions based on their strength and applicability. And deleted the following. Weapon auto-reloaded when unequipped. That's fine. 30% chance to recover 50% ammo to the magazine when you kill an enemy. Hate to see that one because that was actually pretty good on like the demon lore as a common. So tough. Optimize the layout of the prompt for picking up items. Achievements. New achievements. All the stuff with the new character. I'm not going to go through those. You can look at them if you want. Multiple players can give aid to the same player in the same time. Optimize the rule of obtaining Ascension of golden goblets in the same scene, and optimize the performance of enemies' revival. fixed, so I'm not even going to really worry about it. But if you want to know what bugs were fixed, feel free to take a look right there. This has already been a 1 hour, almost 1 hour video, so I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. But that being said, I am very excited to get into the game. I mean, the amount of content that's going to be coming out is going to be crazy. I'm going to try to get it out as quick as possible. I can't get out content as quick as I used to, but I am going to try. This weekend is already a busy weekend for me in general, so it might be slower, but I'm going to try. We're going to have in-depth character guides for both characters. We're going to have the character tier list, weapon tier list, scroll tier list, and then obviously we're going to have a bunch of fun new builds with all the new things. So that is what you can look forward to coming your way very soon. That being said, let me know what you guys think of these patch notes in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the content coming your way in the future. Like I said, there is going to be a lot of it. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of that. And if you want to see me do some of this stuff live, test out new builds, react to things, get angry, then you can check out the Twitch link, which will be down in the description below. So thank you. It is very much appreciated. Hopefully you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I love each and every one of your faces, and I will catch you all in the next video.